destination where Gas and Better Bodies offices are also held. I am going to do a little product photo shoot with Edmund. We're going to be rolling out this strappy back bra in any color, a sand color. I love these bras and I have them in almost every color. So I will be adding this to my collection, and then we're just gonna grab some little shots with Constantine and maybe grab a little quick video on an Arnold update for you guys. This week has also been very hectic, but I'm going to do my best. I'm always trying to do my best. Work's been really, really crazy this week. Josh is out of town on a cruise, but my job just never stops these days. So I'm going to log back in to get some work done after this, and then I'm going to get to training so I can hopefully get to bed a little bit earlier tonight. Okay, we are leaving destination. I trained back and I did a little bit of HIIT and then some steady state on the stairs. Just a quick little midweek update. I got over to destination. I think you guys saw some footage of me doing some product shoots, and then I shot with Constantine afterwards, and we got a little bit of a leading into the Arnold kind of content, just where I think everything is at. And if I'm being honest, I do feel behind. But we're doing all the right things. We're being a little bit more aggressive from now until my next check-in. So we're just trying to break through this 130s, because I know my body, once I get out of the 130s, everything will start moving. Everything will look the way it needs to look. All my stress supplements are in, cortisol supplements. We have KSM 66 in the mornings, and then a specific cortisol supplement for the PM. So that's all been good. We increased my steps, and we're going to go low until Sunday. So I'm really hoping that we're going to break through this plateau. I'm going to really, really, really prioritize sleep. So that's that. My left elbow has been bothering me. So today's back day wasn't the best, but I did everything that I could. Obviously, when you're 6 weeks out from a show, you're not necessarily gaining muscle. So you're just trying to keep all of the muscle that you have and, focus on caloric output. So I still think I had a good workout. I'm going to head to HEB to grab a few things. I need to get some stuff for like Epsom salt baths and stuff like that, because I need to really, really focus on recovery and relaxation. So that's going to be my next little pit stop here. I'm going to get home, eat dinner, walk the dogs, and then start my little wind down. It is 5:30, so I'm really hoping to be asleep before 9 p.m. and we will take it from there, just kind of going one day at a time right now. With everything going on, that's just, the best thing. I mean, I've really considered, if doing the shows was the best thing for me. And for now, I just really need a goal to focus on. Regardless of the outcome, it's keeping me focused on something. Work has been really crazy, but for anyone who works in finance, today I got our SEC registration. So we are an independent RIA firm. We've been state registered in the states that we are doing business. Once you hit that $100 million of assets under management, you're eligible to apply for the SEC. And we've fluctuated in that 100 million. Like, if you fluctuate, it doesn't have to be like stay right at it, but you can kind of, once you've crossed the threshold, you have a little bit of a wiggle room. But we've been consistently above it for close to 6 months. So we went ahead with the SEC registration. I've been handling that process, and we got our approval letter today. So that is exciting for work stuff. At the end of right before Olympia, I also took over as Chief Compliance Officer. So my work's just been so busy, and that was just like a little nugget of like paying off, like when you've been working so hard at something. So I feel really happy about that. There's lots of compliance stuff that I need to catch up on. It seems like it takes about half my day. But job security, right? And I do love my job. I think it's just still a transitional period of like, we change compliance companies. There's a lot of stuff to do at year end. There's a lot of stuff at year open, plus the SEC registration, and all of those things have kept me very, very busy. So that's kind of work stuff, gym stuff. We're being a little bit more aggressive with the diet, the training, all the things. Really just need to break through this plateau and see how everything's feeling. I'm going to have an extra practice this week and probably an extra practice next week, just to make up for that little bit of time that I was sick. And really, really just paying attention to my body and how everything is feeling. So that's the game plan. Tomorrow is Thursday. We're actually supposed to be getting like snow in Dallas. So we were supposed to have an NPC seminar here. It's going to be rescheduled. So that's not going to be happening this weekend, which honestly is, for me, a little nugget of go practice more. So that's going to be my game plan, to use that extra time for myself. I think my class is supposed to start in February, but I haven't gotten a confirmation. So we'll see if I start in February. If not, I can start at the beginning of March. I'm not going to sweat it. When they get back to me, they get back to me. I don't think I have anything super exciting this week. I really think there's like nothing kind of going on until the show. I mean, as things get closer, I'm sure I'm going to have some photo shoots and things like that pop up. But honestly, for the next couple of weeks, it's just kind of head down, tunnel vision, focus on the things that you can control, and just check the boxes every day, and those little wins will add up. Okay, we made it to practice today. I tried to practice yesterday on Friday to sneak in an extra practice. But I went late in the day, and I like never practice late in the day because I just can't on low food. Practicing late in the day, I get lightheaded. I won't say it was a complete wash, but it wasn't great. I wanted to just go in and kind of do the first half and the second half so that today I could start to push my endurance. I was able to get through the second half, but not really the first half. A lot of my more difficult skills are in the first half of the routine. But I also do a lot of my stuff that's upside down in the first half. And because it was late in the day, I just was kind of feeling lightheaded. So I didn't want to risk getting hurt. So the wins were I got through the second half. And by second half, like this routine's like 1:46, I believe. So half would be like 46 seconds. No, that's not right. 30 seconds plus 26 seconds. And so I ran the whole second minute. So the goal now is to, for today, run the first minute and the second minute. So there will be some overlap in the middle, and then start increasing the time on both sides. I'm going to try to have this routine ready to run full out by 3 weeks out. So we still have 3 weeks to get that done. The gym is deserted today. We had some snow. It's really just ice in Dallas. That's what happens. It says it's going to call for snow. It never really happens. Maybe we get a little bit, but it's just we don't have the tools or they don't do the prep for the roads because there's like, in the Dallas County, there's like one snowplow because it doesn't snow. And they don't treat the roads. So the main concern with snow here is the ice. So it is a little bit icy out there. We'll see. My little baby Bronco. So outside here was very icy. So no one's been here today. It's just me. And we're going to do a lot of work over there today. And just start stacking wins. So I'm going to be doing a little unboxing. I got an Eminent Nutrition care package. So just going to share some of the things that I utilize in prep. Okay, first two things are my protein. I have the chocolate and the vanilla. They're both an ISO, and so they have pretty low, you know, this one has 1 carb, this has 3 carbs. I like to alternate. I don't necessarily keep protein in sometimes like all the way through prep, just because when food volume gets low, I'd rather eat whole foods. But I love to mix these in with yogurt or make protein pancakes, or these mix really, really well in water. So post-workout, off-season, I'm always going to take this with me in the gym. Then we have Fuel, Glutathione, and creatine. So this is going to be my glutamine, creatine. And then Fuel is my EAAs. I stack this with my cherry pump product, but I still have some, so I didn't get any in this order. But that's what I do as my intro with salt. And then we have Burn, which is the thermogenic. Then we're going to have, I have 2 digestive enzymes and 2 BioBoost. These have been great for my digestion. I'm someone who tends to have a hard time with my digestion, so I try to keep in digestive enzymes, usually 2 a day. Sometimes if my stomach starts to get a little hinky, I will just have this with any meal that I have carbohydrates in. The Burn is more something I don't necessarily take this every day, but if I have a day where I'm like really struggling energy wise or with my hunger, I will take this maybe midday if I have some of those hunger pains going on. And it just helps, you know, dull my appetite a little bit. It has yohimbine in it, and I take that regularly as well. And there's a little bit of caffeine in here. I just try to keep my caffeine between 300-400 milligrams, and usually pre-workouts have about 200. And then I also am a coffee drinker, so I don't necessarily utilize this every day, but you definitely can. I just try to be conscious of my caffeine intake. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this video here. It is Wednesday. We are 5.5 weeks out from the Arnold US. I had my check-ins this morning with Justin. Still no weight drop, but the physique is coming together. I'm noticeably tighter in my midsection and my glutes, so I'm just having faith that the weight is gonna follow. I always kind of have this hard time getting my weight to move, but once it moves, it's fine. So I'm just going to keep checking the boxes. Today's going to be a high day. We've gone low for like, I want to say 10 days or so. So I'm going to refuel today and train, do my cardio, all the things. I will plot my most recent check-in at the end of this video. 5.5 weeks out from the show. Physique is looking good. Could be a little better. Weight just needs to move, and I'll be happy there. Routine practice over the weekend was good, especially considering I was sick for so long. So I definitely want to keep playing catch up with my endurance. I'm going to be practicing this weekend, probably same thing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever little pockets of windows I can find to practice, I'm going to get my practices in. That's going to be most important. Last weekend I started running them the first minute and the second minute, so this weekend I'm going to shoot for like 110, 115 of the first and the second as I continue to clean those sections up. That's my main focus. adding on a little bit of time, but also continuing to clean up the routine. I do need to cut my music in one spot, but I'm just waiting until everything's a little bit smoother so that if I need multiple edits, like I need to cut a little bit and then maybe a couple sound effects, so I just want to send it over to him once to get the track back. I haven't heard from my costume people, but I'm not too worried about that. They've made my last several costumes, so as long as I get it in time, maybe 2 weeks before the show, that's all I really need it. Maybe a week before the show would be fine. I still need to start booking my stuff for UK. That has not been top of mind. The snowstorm just really put me in a kerfuffle, I guess, like with my schedule. Like the roads weren't good, and it's also dark, so like I don't mind driving in snow, like I know how to do that, but like the roads here just get really icy, and then when it's dark it's harder to see like where the ice is. So I've just been training when it's daylight and not like first thing in the morning like I'm used to. So I do want to get back on my schedule. I'm just really trying to prioritize sleep more than anything and go from there. So we are 5.5 weeks out from Arnold US, 8.5 weeks, oh my God, from Arnold UK. That seems crazy. I really, really need to book my travel, like really bad, but it's all gonna be okay. I'm gonna be happy. We're going to get it done. Whatever we have to do to get it done is the goal right now. And yeah, I'm just enjoying this. Obviously, I've been under a lot of like life stress with work and my personal life, but at the end of the day, it's nice to have something else to focus on and like exert my energy towards. So that's what I'm gonna focus on. I haven't had as many injuries this year, knock on whatever is around you. Last year, I just kept having to restart after every injury. So even if my weight's a little bit behind and my endurance is a little bit behind, I'm not starting from square one. I feel like every time I got an injury, I had to like rework the routine. Like, what can I take out to alleviate the pain or the pressure? Or like, you know, I was pretty far out when I tore my ATF in my ankle, and it's still weak. Like, I had a complete tear. They wanted to do surgery and I said no. So I still made it to stage. Maybe it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but I still did that. And then when I had the really, really bad like tendonitis flare up in my arm, like that's been the main thing this prep. I still have been feeling it. I have it in both arms now, but it's just doing what I can to work around it in the gym and then make sure that I'm recovering, stretching, doing all of the things, treatment, massage, so that I can kind of keep it at bay from getting any worse. But like last year when it was flaring up, it was just like, okay, what catching movements can I take out of my routine? What can I do with my other arm? What can I do that is not going, you know, how can I get through this routine with putting as little damage on that arm as possible? And that's what I went through like every couple weeks, just like, let's change the routine. Let's change the routine. Let's keep working around it. So different obstacles this time, but it's just all part of the process. And I know part of why I enjoy this, it's, you know, overcoming the obstacles and sticking to your plan and your goal. So that's what we're gonna do, and catch you guys later.